Are you ready? Down, 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 down. Are you ready for a good time? Did Friday Night Smackdown give us a good time tonight? Or did Friday Night Smackdown, just like AEW on Fridays or AEW on Wednesdays or AEW on any day of the week, absolutely fucking suck? We are here to find out. But spoilers alert, I thought there was actually quite a number of good things on this show. I enjoyed this SmackDown show. Yeah, I'll say it. I enjoyed this SmackDown show. Was it great? No. Was it good? No. But was it absolutely horrible? No, it was not. It was decent. And I think, honestly, in 2022, when I say a wrestling show is decent, that's about as good as it can be. Because let's be real, let's not kid ourselves. We all know that wrestling these days fucking sucks, right? So the best we can get is a half-decent show. We're not going to get a 10 out of 10. I don't think we'll ever get a 10 out of 10 show again. I just don't see it happening. I don't see us getting a 9 or an 8. Or I think the best we can probably do is a 6 or a 7. And that's the sad state of wrestling, you know. I just don't think it's that good anymore. I don't see me ever watching a show and going, oh, that was awesome. Or that was as good as an Attitude Era show, or a Ruthless Aggression Era show, or a TNA show back in the day, or, you know, something in the past, something in the 90s. I don't know. I just can't imagine that happening. For me, wrestling is kind of just like shit, you know. We all know it's shit. But I thought Friday Night Smackdown tonight was actually alright. So, yeah, let's talk about that. But we'll start off with probably the best thing of the night, to be honest. And it was a promo between Logan Paul and, of course, Paul Heyman. So the two Pauls, the Paul brothers, I guess. Aye, we'll go with the Paul brothers. Anyway, Logan says that not even the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather, could put him down or pay him for that matter. So apparently Paul hasn't been paid by Floyd Mayweather, which is a bit strange because, I mean, we all know how much money Floyd has, but maybe that's true what they say, the more money you have, the more greedier you get. Honestly, I don't know why he hasn't been paid, but yeah, no, that's a bit strange. There's a big money fight with Mayweather, but for some reason Logan Paul hasn't been paid. Maybe he didn't live up to his deal or his end of the bargain. Maybe there was something Logan Paul didn't do that Floyd Mayweather wanted him to do. I don't know, but he hasn't been paid, so he brings that up. And then Logan Paul announces a press conference tomorrow in Las Vegas, and he wants Roman Reigns to be there. And he basically addresses the fact that he had Roman Reigns on his podcast, and that he said to Roman Reigns he thinks he could beat him in the ring. No way, not the Tribal Chief. Can Logan Paul really beat the Tribal Chief? No, I don't think so. Just on a matter of this, I like Logan Paul. I think he's been good for WWE. I really do. But at the same time, I just don't think it really works putting him in the Universal title, especially after only having 2 matches. To me, he worked with The Miz because The Miz is that kind of comedy guy that, you know, albeit he's a wrestler, he is like an entertainer. He has like The Miz, you know, Mr. and Mrs. He has Miz TV. He has the movies. He has he calls himself the It Factor. So I think the Logan Paul in a feud with The Miz certainly works. But Logan Paul competing against Roman Reigns for the biggest title in professional wrestling, I personally think that's not a good idea. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Speaking of Pauls, Paul Heyman makes his comeback. He gets into the ring. Paul Heyman talks up the fact that Logan Paul went the distance, just like Rocky. Rocky Balboa went the distance with Apollo Creed. However, Paul Heyman then begins to kind of downplay his achievements by saying that Logan is 6'2", so, you know, really should have beat Mayweather, and Mayweather standing up tall would probably headbutt him in the testicles. So yeah, Logan Paul's a big guy, 6'2", Mayweather's a midget who's, you know, on height level with people's testicles, so maybe Logan Paul should have beat him out, should have knocked him out, should I say, is what Paul Heyman is trying to say. Paul Heyman then gets told by Logan Paul that he wouldn't fight Floyd Mayweather, and Logan says, of course he wouldn't fight Floyd, it's Floyd, and then Logan Paul questions whether Paul Heyman's fought anybody, which is totally not true. We all know that Paul Heyman has been fighting obesity for the past 30 years, so yeah, I mean, Logan Paul needs to retract that statement. Logan Paul then goes on to say, all it takes is one lucky shot, that's all he needs to do to beat Roman Reigns, so what if he landed that lucky shot? Paul Heyman says, what if your brother didn't have balls? He'd be your sister. But he's not. Paul Heyman says he doesn't like what ifs, and he doesn't like Logan Paul. I mean, Paul Heyman will probably come under some sort of fire now for basically insinuating that if you have balls, you have to be a male. Or if you don't have balls, you have to be a male. But with all this like transgender bullshit, there's going to be people out here going, well, technically you could have no balls and be a man, or you could have a big massive dick and be a chick. I don't know. It's all sick in the head if you ask me. But I'm surprised that Paul Heyman hasn't come under, some sort of, criticism for that. But I love Paul Heyman, so I'm going to give him a big thumbs up. Sami Zayn then gets in the ring and said he has nothing respect but Paul Heyman. But he says that maybe Roman Reigns should have let him deal with Logan Paul instead of, the wise man. And then Paul Heyman's kind of pissed off, walks out the ring, and he tells Sami Zayn to deal with it. Sami Zayn goes over to Logan Paul, tells him, listen, you're not from here. Boom! Decked in the face. Sami Zayn goes down. Logan Paul standing there. The Bloodline try to get into the ring, but Logan Paul manages to escape. And then Ricochet's music plays. So you go from this, funny, entertaining opening promo with Paul Heyman and Logan Paul to fucking Ricochet. Talk about a downgrade. You know what I mean? We're up here with a good promo, and then we just go right down to the flair with Ricochet. I mean, Ricochet comes on, and honestly, I feel like going to bed. I feel like just switching this stuff off. Who the fuck can like Ricochet? A bland, boring bastard. Yes, he's about the same height as Mayweather, so he probably headbutts people in the testicles too. But I mean, there's nothing to like about Ricochet. He belongs in AEW. He's a little midget that flies about, just doesn't sell, doesn't do anything properly. He's not a pro wrestler. He's a gymnast. That's exactly what Ricochet is. Anyway, he beats Sami Zayn due to outside interference. It looked like Sami Zayn was going to win. Jey Uso got involved. That delayed the referee's count, or else Sami would have had the pin. Then Ricochet does a move to the outside, takes out the Bloodline. Then he does a shooting star press or whatever, and beats Sami Zayn. I like Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's, he is a comedic guy. He's funny, and it's sad to see him lose to Ricochet. Then we have Karrion Kross. He calls himself that he is the self-proclaimed, or the people are claiming him, I don't know, the people's executioner, so the people want him to execute Drew McIntyre, I guess. I don't really know. He says that he changes the timeline and that McIntyre will continue to suffer and he will make sure that he never gets out of his time frame, whatever. Just boring TikTok, talking about fucking talking about time and a load of random shite, really, that to me, I mean, doesn't really do much. I mean, what does a lot for me, though, is Scarlett. So I spent most of my time looking at Scarlett Bordeaux. But, I mean, overall, the promo from Kross didn't really do much for me. So, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, people like Karrion Kross, and it's different, I kind of like the fact that when they do promos, they do it in black and white. It just gives it a different feel, a different vibe. I'm not saying the guy sucks, but, I mean, you take away his entrance, you take away, you take away Scarlett Bordeaux and no one gives a fuck. Put it that way, man. You take away the hot ass in Scarlett, man, and nobody cares for Karrion Kross. That's just the way it is. The Smoke Show is running this place. And then we got Maximum Male Models come out and they're debuting the back to school wear. So they come out dressed like schoolboys. I mean, this definitely didn't look like gay or, pedophilia or anything like that. Two grown guys dressing, like schoolboys with clothes that are way too small for them, like showing off their genitals and stuff like that. This wasn't weird at all. I don't know where this Maximum Male Model thing goes. I like LA Knight, and I think the Maximum Male Model things, it has had some, funny moments and stuff, but long term, I just don't see what it's going to achieve. There's only so many times he can be like, all right, we're trying out the back to school range, we're trying out the tennis range, we're trying out the gay porn range. There's only so many times I can try out a different range. It will get stale. Sooner or later, it will get a bit boring. But anyway, we have Mansoor and Massey posing with their school uniform on, and then Braun Strowman's music plays, and you just see the fear in the eyes of Mansoor and Massey. And then the next minute, Braun Strowman just runs out from behind and fucking like a train just steel rolls him from behind, man. It was great, like a big runaway fucking 12 carriage train. Smashes into them and takes them out. Then Strowman gets in the ring, continues to beat them up. Alpha Academy come out, try to attack Braun. Fucking, you can't even speak. Try to attack Braun. They seem to get the upper hand. Braun fights back, but then Otis hits a massive power slam on Braun. But before he can really do anything, he just leaves the ring and Braun sits up like Kane and The Undertaker. Didn't really like this for Braun, just kind of, I don't know, ripping off Kane and Taker there with the whole sit-up thing, and then turn around and look at... I didn't really like that. I mean, it was funny when he came out and steamrolled Maximum Male Models, and then Otis and, the brawl was pretty decent, but copying Kane and Undertaker, that just didn't really do it for me. But who knows, maybe they gave his blessing or whatever. Who fucking cares, guys? Let's be real, who cares? Kane and Undertaker, unfortunately, are done, right? They're past it, we'll never see them wrestle again. So I guess Braun Strowman is the best that we've got at the moment. And then it got announced that next week we're going to get Strowman versus Otis in a match, and I think it's Braun Strowman's first match back since returning. So you know what, man, fair play. That should be a good match. I'll be looking forward to that, and I'm guaranteed it won't go like 10, 15, 20 minutes, but you don't want them to go 10, 15, 20 minutes. Then Damage Control cut a promo, and for me, Damage Control just suck. I'm not gonna. Basically, they said we've got the titles. We can appear on any brand. We can do anything we want. Damage Control has what everybody else doesn't have, and that's power. I mean, who cares? Raquel then comes out, calls them bullies. You hurt my friend. You hurt my partner. And then she gets in and bullies them. Well, she tries to, but they all leave. And then Raquel faces against Bayley. Damage Control cheat. Bayley gets the win. After the match, Damage Control are beating down Raquel. And then Shotzi Blackheart comes out and turns face here. So, I mean, no one really cares about Shotzi Blackheart, but she comes out to save her friend Raquel. So, yeah, I mean, who gives a shit? Raquel and Shotzi, maybe that's going to be the new tag team if Aaliyah is out. I can honestly see them teaming up, and then Aaliyah comes back and, she's not happy that Raquel's got a new tag team partner. Then maybe she turns on Raquel and costs her a shot at the tag titles. That's what I see happening, but at the same time, I don't really care what happens. We then get Ronda Rousey sitting backstage, and she says, with all due respect, Liv Morgan comes in, cuts off the interviewer, sits down. I mean, Liv Morgan looks hot, and I've never said she ain't hot, but apart from looking hot, apart from being sexy, she fucking sucks, right? That's all Liv Morgan's good at. Looking half decent, looking bangable. So it is what it is, and at the end of the day, we're not rating her here as a porn star or anything like that, or an OnlyFans chick. We're rating her as a wrestler, and as a wrestler, she's not very good, right? But she is hot. I've never said she's not hot. Is she the hottest person on the WWE? No, definitely not. Is she looking more like an e-girl these days, and do I think she's less attractive than she was when she first came into the company? Yes, but is she, abysmal to look at? No, she's definitely not. So I've never said that, but anyway, point being, people say, Liv Morgan's hot. I know she's hot, right? I get that, but it is what it is, You need to be more than hot sometimes. I mean, Trish was hot. Lita was hot, right? But there's a reason why those two made it and are considered the two best women of all time, whereas Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler, albeit are iconic figures in wrestling, there's no doubt about that, but there's a reason why Trish and Lita became the two best of all time, and, Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler are just like icons and not really regarded as the best, because ain't that fucking good, right? That's it, in the ring, they weren't that good, and that's the same thing with Liv Morgan here. But let's be real, Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler are a lot better than Liv Morgan, but I don't want to detract, I can't even remember, what were we talking about? Promo! Talking about the Liv Morgan Ronda promo. So, Liv says that Ronda respects no one, and that she doesn't respect her. But Liv says that she should respect her, as she is the only person to beat her twice. So, I mean, that's what it is. Ronda just kind of looks at her. And then Liv says that when she beats her for her third time, she says every time they've faced, Ronda's shoulders have been on the mat, and Liv Morgan has left with the title around her waist. And Liv says when she faces her at Extreme Rules, she wants to make it, an emphatic victory. Therefore, she wants an Extreme Rules match. Ronda kind of looks at her, laughs, and tells Liv it will be her funeral. And it will be her funeral, because I do think Ronda will win her titles back at Extreme Rules, but, I mean, we'll see. I don't really want to see Ronda versus Liv again. I mean, it is what it is. As much as I hate Charlotte Flair and they put the belt on Charlotte Flair, I can kind of see why they do it, because, this Liv Morgan title reign has just kind of sucked. It is really flat. And I can just see it, no doubt in my mind, Charlotte will come back and she will be champion again sooner rather than later. I think they need to try and get more women, better women, pushed in these spots. I kind of like Sonya Deville. I would be all for giving Sonya Deville a run. I think Raquel could be a champion. I think Bayley needs to break up for damage control. I think there's a lot of things they need to do, but I mean, you look at a lot of people on the Raw roster and the SmackDown roster, and while the women at the top are elite, it's the gap to the next ones that's pretty big. You know, there's like 5, 6 really good women wrestlers, and then the rest are just, they're a long way off. You know, I mean, not saying they all suck, but you've got like your elite core, and then you've got, you know, a drastic drop, in my opinion, down to the next level. But I mean, it is what it is. I guess, you know, good women wrestlers don't grow on trees. Then we got a McIntyre promo. He's standing on top of the announce desk. He tells Cross that he doesn't have the balls to face him like a man. He tells him to grow a set and face him. He says, "You're so obsessed with time. Well, your time is running out, and the only countdown you need to worry about is 3, 2, 1, Claymore." Well, I mean, it was a little bit corny, I guess, but you know what? It was a short promo for Drew. Got straight to the point. Sometimes that's better than Drew coming out and, you know, speaking for 10 minutes about absolutely nothing. This was a quick promo, and it worked. I thought it was alright. You know what I mean? A bit generic, a bit, oh, time's running out. I'm going to hit you with the Claymore, but you've got no balls. I mean, who cares? I would happily have no balls if Scarlett Bordeaux was my girlfriend. So there you go, boom. I'd rather be Cross on this one. So, and it's not like Drew McIntyre has any titles either. So what's he going to trade for Scarlett? Absolutely nothing. Then we got a Bloodline promo. Jey Uso is bigging up Solo, saying that it's time for him to represent. You gotta represent, Uso. You gotta go out there, do it for the Bloodline, Uso. You gotta retain your NXT title, make the big dog, make Roman Reigns proud, Uso. And then Jey Uso goes to leave with Sikoa, and Solo Sikoa tells Jey, "Nah, man, you were off your game tonight, Uso. You ain't coming with me to the ring tonight, Uso. I gotta do this. I gotta win the title. I gotta retain the title, Uso." And then Solo Sikoa asks and invites Sami Zayn to come to the ring with him instead. And Sami Zayn's face lights up like a Christmas tree, like it's Christmas Day. He's so happy that Solo Sikoa wants him to come to the ring with him instead of Jey Uso. And Jey Uso is absolutely raging. So, I mean, yeah, I like the Bloodline. I don't like the fact that Roman Reigns and the Usos are like holding belts hostage. I don't like that. But I do like the Bloodline, and I really like Sami Zayn's involvement in the Bloodline, and I do think him having this bit of beef with Jey Uso is good stuff. So you know what? I have no complaints here. I mean, this was pretty good. I enjoyed it, guys. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was just a wee quick backstage thing, but I thought it was good. And then got Solo versus Madcap for the NXT North American Championship, and Solo Sikoa wins, but he doesn't do it alone. He wins with help via Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn causes a distraction. Madcap then gets hit with a spinning Solo, basically a spinning rock bottom, and Solo Sikoa beats Madcap Moss to retain the NXT North American Championship and to keep the titles within the Bloodline's grasp. And then main event time, it is a fatal 4-way. Winner will face the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, but of course, the winner will not win that match because, like I said, the Bloodline are holding the belts hostage. You're not allowed to take the belts for the Bloodline. That's the rules. Doesn't anyone understand, man? We're playing by Bloodline rules here. They're squeezing the blood out of all the titles. They're squeezing as much blood as they can. When they give those belts back, man, they won't have a fucking pulse. Anyway, main event time. A decent match. The big guy, Top Dollar, from Hit Row. There was one stage where he had Kofi Kingston up on his, like, he had him in the AA, the fireman's carry position, and then Dunn, who was on the top rope, kind of like fell on top of Kofi, so he had two of them up, and then Xavier Woods jumped up, and he caught him in like a, caught him like mid sort of height across the body, like he's going to go for a fall-away slam. So he's going to hit a fall-away slam on Woods, and he's got both Kofi and Pete Dunne, Butch, call him what you want, in the fireman's carry position, right? And they were marking out about the strength here. And I'm not going to say that this doesn't take a lot of strength. I'm not going to say I could do it or anything like that, because let's be real, this was impressive. But I think they were making it to be better than it was. Let's be real here. We've got three guys that just don't weigh that much. You know what I mean? Combined, these guys are lucky if they weigh 50 pounds, all right? And that's a fact, man, right? These three guys are midgets. These are three cruiserweights, three guys that belong on, like, fucking Velocity competing for the cruiserweight title, right? They're not big guys. This is not like Cena when he lifted Big Show and Edge up for the AA. Not at all. So while it was a good spot and it was somewhat impressive, by Top Dollar. It's not like this was, you know, the biggest feat of strength we've ever seen in WWE. Definitely not. Come on, we've seen Kevin Nash literally jackknife the Giant. Yet this guy held 3 midgets up, and we're supposed to, you know, mark out as if he's got the biggest strength ever. But yeah, the match was okay. In the end, it was the Brawling Brutes came in. They stole the win for the Imperium, and SmackDown went off there with the Brawling Brutes celebrating. The Brawling Brutes then will go on to face the Usos, and I guess, you know, going forward, this opens up lots of possibilities. You've got 3 members in the Brawling Brutes. You've got the Bloodline, obviously. They've got how many members? 6 if you include Paul Heyman. There could be lots of multi-men matchups on the way to Extreme Rules. We could get 6-man tag matches. We could get maybe Sheamus going up against, who knows, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn, maybe even Roman Reigns if they're feeling like it. So there's lots of possibilities, lots of interesting matchups they could do going forward. But in the end, I mean, we all know the Brawling Brutes aren't going to win. So yeah, there's no point really. The Usos will retain, guys. And that's it. That's how SmackDown went after there. So you know what, man? I really liked the opening promo with Logan Paul, Paul Heyman. For me, it was funny. I enjoyed it. The main event was a fun match. You know what? Otis coming out hitting a power slam on Braun Strowman was pretty cool. I'd say SmackDown was alright. Was it great? No. But was it bad? Certainly wasn't bad. I'm going to give SmackDown, guys, I'm going to give a 4 out of 10. So there you go, guys. 4 out of 10. And I really, really enjoyed the opening promo. I mean, I don't agree with Logan Paul getting a title shot. I do think it devalues the company a little bit. It just doesn't make sense, in my opinion, how... Well, it doesn't devalue the company, but I think it devalues wrestling and the legitimacy of wrestling, how Logan Paul can just come in and all of a sudden, you know, be considered for a universal undisputed title shot. That to me, doesn't make sense. But I have enjoyed Logan Paul, and I don't doubt that Logan Paul and Roman Reigns will not give us a good match. They probably will give us a good match, but I just personally wouldn't have had Logan Paul as Roman Reigns' next challenger. But when you think about it, he's pretty much beaten everybody else, so I guess there's not many people left for Roman Reigns to face. But anyway, guys, yeah, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. We'll catch you in the next one, and until then, peace.